Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in today's video I will be going over the new 4K Ultra HD pre-orders and announcements for August 25th, 2023. Now keep in mind, release dates and technical specs are subject to change. If there are any changes or additional retailer exclusives, I will update them in a future video. Also, be sure to check out my previous 4K pre-order videos for titles you may be looking for and were not covered here. Direct Amazon links to the titles listed in this video when they are live can be found on the channel's community page. I'll be honest with you, I never thought I would see the day that a Disney Plus show would arrive not only on physical media, but 4K. So here we are, and it's actually some pretty exciting news for fans of both Marvel and Star Wars. First up, Loki Season 1 will be released on September 26th. It will support HDR and Dolby Atmos audio. Now, it looks like these are going to be Steelbook only releases. I haven't seen a listing for standard editions yet, but it does not appear to be exclusive to any retailer like Best Buy. With this announcement coupled with the physical release of Prey in last week's video, does this mean Disney's turning a corner with physical media and supporting it a little bit more? I like to be cautiously optimistic, but we will see what happens going forward. Amazon Prime's release of Jack Ryan Season 3 on 4K is scheduled also for September 26th. As with the prior seasons, expect HDR and DTS 5.1. Warner Brothers really seems to be sending mixed signals as they want to move forward with the DC universe without Zack Snyder, but they keep re-releasing Zack Snyder films. So once again, a re-release of Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy will be arriving in October. The first Ip Man film starring Donnie Yen will be getting a standalone Steelbook release, and that date will be October 3rd. Just like the prior edition on 4K, it will support HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos audio. And it's also not exclusive to any particular retailer, so feel free to pick it up wherever you like. So it looks like we have sort of a confirmed release date for the 4K edition of Talk to Me, and that date will either be October 3rd or October 17th. Amazon has it listed as the 3rd, but other sites have it as the 17th. So I'm inclined to believe it's going to be the 17th. They definitely want to get this out before Halloween. Now, as you see here, a standard edition and an Amazon exclusive version will be available on the same day. In addition to the standard release of Shout Factory Scream Factory's 4K of the Blob remake arriving on October 17th, Best Buy is getting in with an exclusive Steelbook edition of the film. As I talked about here on the channel a few months ago about the 4K release of The Wicker Man coming to the States, well, yes, Lionsgate will be releasing the film as a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook on October 17th. HDR and Dolby Vision are expected, as well as DTS. As of right now, this is exclusive to Best Buy, no word yet on a standard release. So for those that have been dreading the upcoming pre-order for the international, which was going to be about $50 more, you can get it stateside for just under $22. October 17th, Walmart will also be carrying re-releases on 4K and Steelbook editions, among them the Back to the Future trilogy, the original Jurassic Park, and Smokey and the Bandit. All of these will have the same original specs as the prior release. In addition, Godzilla vs. Kong, Aquaman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League will also be arriving as reissued Steelbooks. The 4K Steelbook edition of Color Out of Space starring Nicolas Cage will be coming October 24th. Now, it's funny, Walmart lists this as an exclusive, but I've clearly found it at other online retailers such as Deep Discount and Amazon, so they might have something interior-wise that will be an exclusive, but the Steelbook edition from RLJ will be out in mid-October. Also coming from RLJ on October 24th, the Steelbook reissue of the film Arizona. This unexpected announcement from Sony genuinely made me very happy, as Muppets Take Manhattan is getting a 4K release. Not only is it coming to 4K, but it's getting the full work of HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos audio. A standard edition is planned, no word yet on a Steelbook version. I'm just happy that we're getting some Muppets on 4K. Pre-orders for the sequel Meg 2 The Trench have been active for a few weeks now, but we have an official release date, and that will be October 24th. If you recall in a prior video, I stated we have a standard edition and a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, both released on the same day, and as far as tech specs, HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos will be included. The US release of Limbo on 4K was announced a few months back. Well, we have an official release date of October 31st. HDR is expected, as well as DTS audio. Pre-orders are now live at Amazon. A couple of Paramount comedies have now been firmly dated, as Scrooged on 4K is set to arrive on November 7th. This being a Paramount title, expect HDR and Dolby Vision, no word yet on the audio. Additionally, Trading Places, starring the great Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, will also be arriving on the 7th. It's pretty exciting that these classic comedies are getting a 4K release. Retailer listings have the Nicolas Cage film Sympathy for the Devil arriving on November 14th. We don't have official tech specs or artwork yet, but stay tuned to the channel in the coming weeks. Aero Video announced today that Barbarella is coming to 4K on November 28th. It will support HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos audio. There will also be an Aero Store exclusive edition of the film, only available at Aero. Aero Video also announced that Tremors 2 Aftershocks will be coming to 4K in a limited edition. The release date is also November 28th. It will support HDR, Dolby Vision, and DTS 5.1. Aero Store will also have an exclusive edition, only available once again at the Aero Video website. Another Marvel Disney Plus show is hitting the 4K market, as WandaVision is set to arrive on November 28th. Just like Loki, it will be a Steelbook-only edition. Now, I've also seen word that other shows will be coming in the future in 2024, such as Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and possibly others. So if you really want to see these on physical media, I would definitely support them as they get released. Star Wars fans are also going to be getting some physical media when it comes to the Disney Plus shows, as Seasons 1 and Season 2 of The Mandalorian are arriving on 4K December 12th. HDR and Dolby Atmos are expected. Pre-orders are not yet live for either the Star Wars or Marvel Disney Plus shows, but I expect that to change in the very near future. Expected to arrive either in November or December will be Season 2 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. This may be a dual release of a standard edition and Steelbook, so stay tuned to the channel for more information. Word around the campfire is that some extras are being prepped for a 4K of Paul Thomas Anderson's Punch Drunk Love, arriving hopefully sometime in the near future. No word yet if this is going to be a Sony release or Criterion or some other label, but for me personally, I'm very excited to see this one on the format. It looks like sometime arriving in the future will be a 4K release of the film Cemetery Man. No word yet on a release date or specs. And Dario Argento's Opera is expected to arrive on 4K also sometime from Severin. Based off of past 4K releases of Dario Argento's films, I fully expect to see HDR and Dolby Vision for the grading. There are a couple of international pre-orders and announcements to go over in this week's video, and don't forget, most 4K discs are region-free. Over in the UK, the 4K release of Gregory's Girl is scheduled for September 11th. HDR and DTS audio have been confirmed. In Germany, it looks like they will also be getting a Steelbook edition of The Exorcist on 4K, and as a reminder, the release date in Germany will be September 11th. In Italy, on September 28th, the 4K edition of Cannibal Holocaust will be released. Turbine over in Germany will have the 4K edition of Naked Lunch. It will support HDR, Dolby Vision, and DTS audio. Now, it looks like over in the UK, a limited edition of Hannibal starring Anthony Hopkins is scheduled to release on October 23rd. Now, this is a very limited edition, I believe only 1,500 copies, and to my knowledge, it may already be sold out at UK retailers. As far as transfer goes, I expect the same one from Kino Lorber released a few years ago, which means HDR, Dolby Vision, and DTS 5.1. Available exclusively at Zavi over in the UK, a Steelbook edition of Dune is scheduled for release October 30th. Just like the prior 4K release, HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos audio. The French release of Transformers Rise of the Beast is scheduled to come out on November 1st. German retailers on November 16th will have a pair of David Lynch films coming to 4K. First up, Lost Highway. I would expect this to have the same grading as the Criterion release here in the States. Now, what we don't have is Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me arriving on 4K on the same day. I would fully expect to see this one arrive domestically sometime probably in the very near future. On November 23rd, the 4K release of Confidential Informant, or as it's known in Germany, New York Confidential, will be arriving on 4K. HDR and DTS audio are expected. So those are this week's 4K pre-orders and announcements for August 25th, 2023. Don't forget to use the direct Amazon links found in the community page of this channel if you're interested in any of these titles. Also, be sure to let me know what titles I talked about in this video you're planning to pick up for yourself. And finally, a special thank you to my Patrons for your continued support. It is very much appreciated. If you'd like to support me through Patreon, I will leave a link in the description of this video. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.